I have a confession to make. I am addicted to artificial intelligence, and frankly, it's not getting any better. Let me tell you about it. This past year of 2023 reminds me a lot of when I got first into Bitcoin in 2011. I got so obsessed, so much so that I nearly lost 15 pounds deep diving into Bitcoin in the first 30 days. My appetite was voracious. It was insatiable. I needed to know more. I needed to learn more. And frankly, I wanted to build in it. This was exactly my experience this year in 2023 with AI. And I want to tell you about my latest addiction, an addiction that has changed my life. Now, usually I go through a end-of-year newsletter and end-of-year video, and so much has transpired in 2023, but the most profound thing where I have spent so much time is in AI. And so let's go through the numbers. This is my first full year building, working, and using AI. I began in earnest back in late 2022 as I saw the utility and usefulness of ChatGPT and large language models. Many of you have seen my sporadic posts on social, specifically X, about how I'm experimenting with it. For me as a data scientist, it tickled me so much that we are finally having access to power tools and assistants that can help me not only in being a utility for my workflow and a utility in my tool belt, but actually improve my life. I did my best to calculate all of the salient data points, but it really is almost impossible to amalgamate all the work effort that I've put into AI. Here is a full 2023 year by the numbers. I logged over 1,700 conversations with ChatGPT, averaging 4.67 conversations per day. Pretty much 5 conversations a day. My longest conversation was about the Israel-Palestine conflict, lasting almost 2 full hours of deep diving into nuances and specifics. I created over 3,400 images using AI tools like Stable Diffusion, Midjourney, Focus, Diffusion V, and more. I spent approximately 2.5 hours per day chatting, building, or creating with AI. My longest day was about 14 hours long. That was a crazy day. Of customizing my own chatbot assistant to know who I am in context, so it's far better at serving me with speed. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about this later. I'm part of 17 Discord channels, ranging from images, videos, plugins, custom code, and like-minded communities of practice, and I've downloaded over 2 terabytes of models, checkpoints, and applications to experiment with. This year I did 4. Golly, man, in my 40s, I really need to stop doing this. But this year I did 4 all-nighters where I didn't sleep due to motivational needs to get things right before I go to bed. Obsessed much? While these numbers may not seem overly impressive, my output, my workflow, and my creative abilities have leveled up 100,000 times X in 2023. And I want to tell you about what I've learned. I tried to summarize the entire year into small snippets here. By no means are my pithy paragraphs even touching the surface of the depth in which I have traversed. I'm not even in a dark place, not yet at least. But man, I've gone deep into AI this year. I will also include 0 links in the blog post for those of you guys who are reading that blog post. So look up the applications if they are interesting to you. So what am I going to talk about today? Here's the index of topics. ChatGPT, CoPilot for coding, Stable Diffusion and digital art creation, benefits of AI, risks of AI, and the future of AI as I see it. So let's first talk about my experience with ChatGPT and CoPilot. I'm currently chatting with AI about 5 times per day. Google search is hardly used. Why should I use search for something, or why should I search for something and then have to spend time finding the best answer? AI prompts allow me to get immediately to the heart of my question, calculation, or even coding problem. My life has fundamentally changed due to my interactions with AI. I can even have follow-up questions on any other questions that I have. I can ask for more context. I can give it parameters and constraints to focus and hone in on a topic with more clarity. When it comes to writing software or code, I can literally just ask AI, CoPilot, to write unit tests for me or find ways to refactor my code. I can ask for suggestions. I can give it instructions on what I'm looking to do, and the AI will write. It's not always perfect, but it's directionally correct code that I can actually leverage, modify, and change to my liking. The future, my friends, will run on software. In the not too distant future, software will write itself, and I've seen examples where it already is. I've spent hours upon hours creating and using ChatGPT plugins, assistants to optimize my workflow. My current favorites are AI PRM and custom instructions. AI PRM has over 4,000 prompts that allow you to do anything from write a book, to articles, to creating scripts for videos, to pretty much anything that you can think of. I've already written about 20 books this year. None of them are worth a damn, and they're not worth publishing. But I'll tell you, I now have the power to write any type of book that I want. ChatGPT custom instructions are absolutely amazing. I can now give AI context about who I am and what I care about. This ensures that any type of prompt I write gives me the exact type of answer that I can appreciate, me specifically, what I like to hear, and how I can actually use that information more effectively. While this may sound freaky to give AI all of your personal preferences, let's be intellectually honest. Google already has all of your preferences anyway. Let's talk about stable diffusion in digital art creation. This is where I've spent a bulk of my actual work time. Thanks to my Mac Pro beast of a computer running Apple M2 Ultra with 24-core CPU, 76-core GPU, 32-core neural engine with 192 gigabytes of unified memory, and dual AMD graphics with 8 terabytes of solid-state storage, I'll tell you guys, I'm in a good place, and I'm good to go. I never thought that my biggest computer purchase, which is frankly worth more than a Honda Civic, would be one of the best decisions of my life. And I can render digital images and videos in seconds, not hours. While the bulk of my productivity and my productive life is chatting with AI, my creative life has been launched into the atmosphere. Here are some of my favorite tools. Let's go through them. The first is 11 Labs Beta. This is an AI text-to-speech system. It is phenomenal. This is one of the most transformative technologies that allows anyone to truly create voices that don't sound blocky or AI generated. This has created a rise in scams and deep fakes that are growing in popularity. But I'll tell you guys, we now live in a world where I can speak just like this, have the AI system listen to it, and then be able to create a voice that sounds just like me. Frankly, I was thinking about having my AI avatar do this video for you guys. But the problem is AI avatars don't move like I do. And so that is a limiting factor right now. All you'd get is something like this, me talking like this. And so it's not perfect just yet. But if you're doing a voiceover and you don't need to move much and you're in the bottom corner of the video, frankly, that could work. The next up is Instruct Pix to Pix. Take any image and you can modify it to whatever changes you want. The world is truly your oyster. You can take any image and say, hey, let's change the hat, or let's change the face, or let's change the background, and it does it for you. It's amazing. Now, I've done this before, and you've seen videos on this when it comes to generative fill for Photoshop. I created a video on this previously, so if you want to check that out, you can. And so I've been experimenting with generative fill when it comes to Photoshop and my experiments in Photoshop. Why this technology has greatly improved this year, I'm finding that I'm using Photoshop less and less, and there are far better systems coming out that are browser-based. Next up, ControlNet for stable diffusion. This has been an absolute game changer. ControlNet for stable diffusion gives even more power and control over building any type of images. AI art needed this type of system to create realistic images and full customization of images. It is almost impossible for me in this very high-level review to talk about the details, nuances, and the specificity in which I can now toggle and change and modify images to exactly the little nuances and details that I want. And AI does all the rest. Another one that I have really enjoyed, 2 video ones. First up is Model Scope text to video. My time creating text to video has frankly been beyond words. I can now create any type of video with real sounding voiceovers with just text prompts. The fidelity, the originality, and the quality is only going to get better. The reality is that it's almost impossible now to detect if it's real or not. Another system I've been checking out is InvVideo.ai. This text-to-video system is just as good, but with an easier UI. Again, it's freaky how much power any user has to create original video content that is actually good. Some of you guys might ask me about Midjourney 5. Well, I'm not a big fan of that, and the reason is because they hide their code and a lot of the stuff is censored, and you simply don't have the customization and tooling to have free range in building AI. While Midjourney is popular, I'm a bigger fan of open source. So now I want to talk to you about the two tools that I've been using the most. The first is Focus. Oh man, what an amazing tool, guys. This is my #1 tool I use for image creation. Well, you got to know a little bit of Python. That would certainly help. The GitHub instructions are pretty spot on for helping you install it on your local box. Just know it's a hog. You'll need a pretty powerful computer to ensure your render times are not eye bleeding. But I'll tell you, Focus is ridiculously powerful. It's open source, it's free, it gives you all the power that you need and all the and the customization that you need to learn how to make amazing digital creations. Let's just put it that way. So I'll put some links below around that. Another one that I'm using, because I'm running a Mac here, is called Diffusion V. So I'm using the Mac-only version of Stable Diffusion. While it doesn't pack the punch that the open source Focus has, it's been a great trainer for me as I learn how to load in models, checkpoints, and other fun toggles to hone my craft as a digital creator. If you're running a Mac and you have enough power, I really suggest that you download Diffusion V. It's going to be a great introduction to getting you into AI. So let's talk about the next 3 topics: the benefits of AI, the risks of AI, and the future of AI as I see it. First off, the benefits of AI. The future is going to be AI powered. Full stop. I can assure you of this. I can absolutely assure you of this. In the video that I created about a year ago about the 10 lessons that I learned using ChatGPT, things have changed and things have gotten ridiculously better in exponential ways. Let's talk about some of the high-level ideas of where AI will take us into the future. First up, CoPilot Coding. Man, oh man, bruh, you need to learn how to code. AI makes it so easy now. You can build any type of mobile app, any type of storefront. You can do anything. You can create your own plugins. You can create your own widgets. Like, you can do anything now with AI. And frankly, you really have no excuse. Next, workflow optimization. My workflow has significantly improved this year. I now have much better contextual answers to any of my questions that I ask AI, thanks to custom instructions, and basically giving AI systems, all of the ones that I'm using, all of my metadata, preferences, and personal information. I'm going to sound haughty for a moment, but it's true. I know for a fact that I am more productive than you. Why? Because you're still using Google. Problem solving. With AI, I can solve anything, from math to code to even building a car. I can take a picture of my son's go-kart. I can ask AI to analyze the pictures and give me suggestions on how to improve it. I then can ask AI to tell me which tools I need and provide me step-by-step instructions on how to build and modify the machine. I don't need to actually watch a YouTube video anymore. Right? We kind of went from Google we used Google to figure out problems, and we've migrated over to using video tutorials, but now we're beyond that. I don't need to use YouTube tutorials anymore. You want to build a computer? Tell AI what you want to do. It'll tell you all the parts you need to buy. Once the parts come in, you take a picture of all of the parts on the floor, and AI will tell you exactly how to build the computer step by step. It'll tell you, here's the motherboard, here's the graphics card, here's the hard drive, and it'll tell you exactly how to install it. It's crazy, just from a picture. Like I said in my previous video a year ago about the 10 things that I'm learning about AI, we are truly moving into an information age, from an information age rather, to a knowledge age. We now live in a world where you can actually learn anything. Truly. We are now in a world where information has been commoditized. What you do with the information is the key. Those with the power of AI can now learn anything. Anything. Anything, guys. You simply don't have any excuse not to learn. Creative works. Are you an artist? You need AI. Are you a bad singer? AI can make you sound like Celine Dion. Want to create the dopest alternative art? You can do this too. You want to build an app? You can do this with no-code AI. You want to start a business? AI will give you a plan. If you want to do anything in life, you want to take a trip? Give it your constraints. Tell it you're going on a trip. And you want to visit ABC 123, and you got this many days and this many nights, and you want it to be kid-friendly, and you want to make sure that you're below this type of budget, it will give you the daggone plan for everything. The trip that I'm taking to Europe next year for vacation, finally, I built the entire itinerary with AI. I just said, here are the dates I'm going. Here's the places we want to visit. Here's where we want to make sure it's kid-friendly. Here's some downtime. By the way, we want to take a bus ride, and it gives us an entire list of everything we needed to do. And if we have any changes, I just go back to my prompt, and I say, okay, well, things have changed. Tell us about this, or what can we do here? AI is absolutely amazing. Let's now talk about the risks of AI. As I've gone deeper down the rabbit hole, I'll tell you, my friends, I have absolutely lost all fundamental trust in media. It's absolutely gone. I know too much now. I've built too much. I've done it myself. I've seen enough examples of deep fakes, scams, and clearly fake news. Frankly, we're already pushed through that veil. We now live in a world where you cannot trust anything you see or even hear. While this mental model doesn't constrain me in my day-to-day life, average humans are being swept away by the computer-generated fake news like a whirlwind. I truly fear for the boomers who only have access to the world through CNN, MSNBC, CBS, and Fox. None of it's real. None of it. Who's in control? With AI, you don't know who's in control of the content, the media, or even the narrative. Anyone can take a picture of you, animate it, make it talk like you, and even create videos with you in it. While the fidelity right now is a little bit lacking, this is never something that I'm worried about. Look 5 years out, my friend. Your digital avatar and digital likeness will be indiscernible from real. Oh, you mad that someone took your picture that you freely posted on Instagram and put you in a not safe for work video? Too bad. It's already here. Ownership of data. Why worry here? You never owned all your data anyway. You gave it away to Facebook and Google. The problem will come when all the deepfakes hit your reputation, your business, or your wallet. For someone to create abstractions from your data and create AI models, pictures, video, text, etc. is here to stay. I guess the whole idea is don't be a target. Competence is impossible to know. It's just not possible anymore to know if someone actually knows something. AI can make everyone look like geniuses. The hiring process of today is outdated already, and new models of competency are absolutely needed. A good example of this, and I'm okay with admitting it, I have given AI to my kids, and it has fundamentally changed their lives. Now, we create restrictions on my children's use for AI, but don't be deceived. I've very much been blunt to my children about the power of this system. I've told them to their faces they should never, ever, ever write an essay ever again. Truly. Why? You can have AI build it for you. You just give it all your constraints and your requirements. You say, I need an essay on the French Revolution written in a conservative tone, focusing on the midwives of that era. I need at least 10 to 12 references, and it should be written with a political slant. You write this, and it writes the whole bloody essay for you. All you do is change stuff when you look at it. You say, make it into bullet points. Or change this or that. And then, oh, I don't want it to be 1,800 words. Make it 2,200 words. And it'll expand it out. Why would I have my children write a bloody essay? when they can prompt AI to do it for them? Extrapolate this idea into math, into history, into science. Frankly put, the children of today should be using AI, and we, in a lot of ways, should be supporting and promoting that use within guardrails. Now, do I know where these guardrails are? No, not particularly, but we're controlling how our children are using AI and leveraging AI. It's pretty gnarly. AI makes exploits in code easy. I did this a year ago in my previous video of 10 things I'm learning about in AI, and maybe, just maybe, I've tried it myself. I can now leverage AI to hack anything. Not that I've tried, right? But trust me, it's easy. Fake news? The world is a stage, my friends, and it'll be even more so with AI. X, or Twitter, is rife with fake news, fake videos, and fake pictures. Legacy media is no better. They've been faking news for decades, but we now live in a world where everything needs to be questioned. I can't tell you how many times I've seen deep fakes. I've seen these types of AI just generated images, and you just don't know if it's real or not. It's just not possible unless you're one of those internet sleuths who grabs everything from the internet and runs it through an AI analyzer. AI analyzers aren't great either, by the way, right now, and they're not necessarily that accurate. I've done it myself. I've run pictures through AI, looking for meta tags, looking for how they built it, and some of the stuff is pretty sophisticated, but frankly, it's not perfect yet. And in many ways, I don't know if it ever will be. And if AI is getting even more powerful and more dynamic, then it might be, or we might get to a point where it's actually impossible to ever know if it's real or not. You see, the news has been faking things for decades. And now, in this world of citizen journalism, in this world of alternative news, in this world of no more mainstream media, is the alternative news just as bad? You got to stay frosty. Loss of jobs? Sorry to put it this way, but absolutely. Absolutely. Those that learn to increase their tool belt will be the ones that win. AI is your tool of choice. Trust me, you need to jump on it now. Influencers are dead. Why deal with a 23-year-old with a crappy personality, attitudes, risks, and frankly, getting older? AI models are already taking over. You've probably already scrolled past one and you didn't even know it was real. And now over this last year that I've been steeped in AI, my entire feed is filled with AI pictures, images, and videos. And frankly, I don't know if any of them are real or if it's actually AI. I just don't know. Finally, let's talk about the future of AI. Simply put, artificial intelligence is the future. Those that use these tools will be the masters of media, if they aren't already. It is time to embrace this technology as a standard daily activity. You need to begin working it into your workflow now. While this all may sound very Black Mirror-ish, I'm not as concerned with it as I used to be. The confidence I have in my ability to stay relevant in this technology world is changing rapidly as a function of how much effort I've put into using AI every day. Meaning, I'm confident that I'm going to be fine. Why? I'm deep in AI now. I feel confident that I'll be on the right side of history and not thrown out, become useless, or be replaced by a computer. My fear, though, is that many who do not leverage this technology will become irrelevant. Will our AI overlords destroy us? Maybe. We've already have proof where AI is lying to humans to help them help AI complete work. Search for the video where the AI asks a human to help them get past a CAPTCHA. The AI tells the human that it's visually impaired and can't see it, and the AI convinces the human to help them hack through it. So, have we crossed the veil? Is AI already a bad actor? Because AI is already learning without morals or ethics to lie to a human to help AI get work done. This is crazy. I cannot wait to see what I'll be able to create in AI in 2024. It excites me to my bones. And the question for you, if you've lasted this long, is, are you ready? Are you ready for the AI evolution? All the best.